Hey guys, welcome back to the library. Get your ass in here. The Polymega is here. So I promised you guys that I would do an unboxing right from the box, and I did. And that is at the 15-minute mark of the video when I realized I never actually hit record on my phone. So instead of trying to pantomime and, insult your intelligence, we're going to give you the Cliff Notes version of 15 minutes of recording time. So the Polymega is here. I am so happy. It's so good. Box came. I was worried about packing material because of incidences with eBay, Best Buy, and Amazon. Polymega did well. This thing was absolutely bubble wrapped, like to no end. There was no movement in the box. Box is beautifully sized. The actual system box itself, once I got through the bubble wrap, was actually shipped in its original factory plastic. Like, that's amazing. That's chef's kiss. So, once we get to the actual system box, oh, this is a nice box. Right now, for systems that are shipping today, you are going to get a little thank you note from Polymega in English and in Japanese. And this basically just lets you know to basically set up the system first, do the update, and then once you have the update, then you can start handling your hard drives and so forth, which is what I'll be doing. And then they have a nice little warning here, both in English and Japanese, letting you know if the box is damaged, don't use the system, they'll take care of you. I've actually been, following them on social media like since day one, and ever since the first ship arrived, Polymega has literally come out of their shell as far as answering questions, taking care of people. They are answering Japanese people directly on the social media. They're taking care of American folks. People that had questions or were instances, they've already jumped on, told them to head to their customer service. It's really, really cool for a company that was admittedly super secretive about everything while waiting for their ships to come, to see them fully embracing and engaging their customer base. And I know a lot of people gave them flack for that, for being so secretive. And while that's justified, as someone who did 20 years of GameStop and EB Games, having experienced firsthand what it's like to be in person when you have to tell 400 people that their game might not be here for midnight, or that the 300 people we had for World of Warcraft's first expansion, that your credit card machines are down, so we'll have to do everything manually. They at least had the internet between them and the angry faces. I could have been murdered, but that's beside the point. This is finally here. And as boxes go, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you didn't watch my review of their retro controllers, go watch that after this video. It's really good. Same thing applies. It's a matte finish on the overall box, but then wherever the actual system is, it's that shiny, reflective plastic. Look how much that pops right there in the video. That's gorgeous. This is absolutely beautiful. You got your typical icons and so forth. A little bit of Neo Geo love. Same box for all regions. They just mark where it's headed to. This is absolutely gorgeous. The back actually has a whole bunch of information. Tell you about the modules and accessories and so forth. And yeah, this is... in full disclosure, I was part of the $300 group way back in the beginning, right before the beta hit. And I was not expecting this kind of quality. This is console manufacturer quality in their packaging, which is just absolutely phenomenal. So now that we've said that, let me get my knife. And we are going to very, very carefully undo the two stickers. And let's do it. It might not show on my face right now, but I am like a kid on Christmas, and I cannot wait to jump into this. All right. So we have protective padding on the top lid. Very, very nice. Oh, this thing is chunky. Look at this. Oh, ooh, I like the plastic. All right, guys. My fingerprints are going to be on there because it's still cold from being on the porch for a couple of minutes in the truck. But there you go. That is the Polymega. Face for size. So you've got your disk drive on the bottom, just like the PlayStation 5, two USB ports for your controllers or USB drives. This guy right here, this whole panel right now is actually a dust cover. You press the eject button over here and this will pull out like a laser active or a TurboGrafx deck, and then you'll put the module pieces here to play your cartridge games. A lot of venting. Like this whole top half is a vent. You've got vent on this side and then vent in the fan on the back. On the back, you're going to have power, HDMI, Ethernet, and the SD card slot. I got that. Now, a funny story about the SD card slot, and okay, you can't see it. Okay, so it's going to be kind of hard to see, but on the SD card slot, it's slanted in, and then you put the card there. On the original beta units they sent out to the testers, there was actually a little square there that was also a heat vent, and unfortunately I think it was one of the Japanese testers stuck his SD card into the vent and it fell in, and they had to send it back to Playmaji to get the card out. So that was clearly fixed in the final thing. Huge rubber feet, like whole across the whole side, so there's no worry about the little plastic feet coming off. Really nice detail on the sticker. I'm assuming oh yeah, so I'm assuming that I don't see a serial number on here, so I'm assuming the QR code is going to be the system serial number, and then on the bottom right here, that is a little panel that you pull off, and that's where you put your SSD. And I am going to install the SSD after the update, so we'll see how that works. And I'm going to put that down ever so gently. And then we have the tray it was sitting on. And then underneath, we have the controller with its USB thing. And then inside this box up top is the instruction manual. That's a little thin one. Kind of reminds me of the PlayStation 3. You've got your HD cable. And then, let's see. Okay. Ooh, cool. It's actually a power brick. So if you need to have a spare cable, it looks like you can just use any old PC cable. So that's cool. And then the charging cord. And then, wow, that is really in there. Cool. Ooh, controller's light. So the controller, kind of like a 360 Wii U controller. First of all, I have to give kudos because the analog sticks are concave. Thank God. I adore the original PlayStation, but its analog sticks suck. I was so sad when the original analog stick was not being continued. It had the best sticks that there ever were. So I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting this to be heavier. It's actually really light. It is battery charge only. There's no AA possibility for it, which is fine. For some reason, this looked bigger in the pictures, and it's got a nice feel to it. Like, I was expecting a 360 or a Wii U Pro Controller vibe. It actually has more of a... It's got more of like a DualShock vibe, like the missing DualShock somewhere between like the PlayStation 3 and 4. It's got a good feel. Start button and select, which is nice, are actually up in the corner, so it's easily accessible with your thumbs. You're not actually like reaching over for it. Menu button, obviously, the triggers feel nice. Yeah, the triggers feel really nice. D-pad actually, the D-pad, it does roll. The D-pad is fully out. Like, it's not like the PlayStation where it's cut into the 4 sections, but it feels like a PlayStation D-pad, which, at least for me, that's good. I know some people don't care for that, but overall, this is pretty cool so far. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take a break. I'm going to get this hooked up and to the Elgato, and I'm going to record the setup process, and then we'll throw in the SSD, and hopefully it all works. I'll see you guys soon. All right, guys. So the system is hooked up. I've got the controller. I don't know if it has a charge in it already. I am hooked up to my Elgato. So we're going to do it live and see what happens. Let's see. It usually helps if you plug in the system. I cannot believe I just did. There we go. Okay, so I'm actually running my camera and recording to the Elgato, so you guys, I can match this up with blah, blah. All right, so here we go. We're doing it live, technically. All right, so we're still live. Let me move this over here. Hopefully I sound really good to you guys. So we're at the Polymega screen. I am going to hold the controller button for 2 seconds. And let's start setting up the menu. We got English, North America, pardon me. I totally agree with the terms. Already sold my soul. Let's do this. Cookies. Yeah. All right. Now, I've got the audio going through the Elgato because I didn't want it to double up on the thing, so I actually can't hear it just yet, but I've seen enough of other YouTubers to know what's going on sound-wise. So, let's discuss the thing I love the most, and that is the menu. For those of you that haven't been following the Polymega closely, this right here, this screen, this was the biggest selling point for me. Playmaji is doing something kind of crazy. It's not just an emulation machine, as some people keep calling it. It is using emulators, but that's not the point. Playmaji has created this database, this giant, I think it's 10 gigs on the hard drive database. And you can add, you can create playlists. I believe it actually makes recommendation lists and so forth. You can actually have checklists to where you can add a game to your wanted list, and when you finally get it and throw it in, the Polymega is like, hey, cool, we'll add it to your list for you. As you can tell, it is universal. It's got PAL, it's got American, it's got Japanese, etc. Now, what's really cool is they actually give you a bunch of pre-installed games both on the base console and all the separate modules. Here on the base station, you can see we've got 40 Winks on the PlayStation, Rescue the Embassy Mission, Battle Squadron from the Genesis, a whole bunch of NES Maker games, Top Racer 2, which I think is called Top Gear in America. That might be the import version. Nightshade is actually pretty cool. So, wait, are these all on here? Legacy Vault. Wait, are these all actually all on here? Oh my god, they all are on here. Okay. Damn, wow. That's a whole bunch of cool free games right off the bat. Go Polymega. Okay, so yeah, as you can tell, I don't even know where to look anymore. As you can tell, we're doing this live. So to get things started, under PlayStation, you can see that we already have 40 Winks because that was actually included with Polymega. You can tell you can sort by alphabet, genre, players, year, rating, installed or not, etc. Yeah, let's go through here a sec. Oh, nice. If you guys have never played TurboGrafx, Double Dungeons is basically like a D&D game. Moto Rotor is just a racing game, and Shockman was their take on Mega Man. So it's pretty cool. Got the Japanese versions of the same games, plus a couple extra. Wow, they give you a ton of stuff. Tinhead is actually phenomenal as far as graphics go. I'm not sure about the actual gameplay. This, I haven't loaded a game yet, and it's already full of games. So let us go to the system. Let us go. Oh, like this is what I was talking about. This is the database. This is, according to Playmagy, this took 3 guys or people about 150,000 man hours over 3 years to do. And it is every game in their catalog. And just for example, like on Activision Classic Games, you can add to your wish list if you want to go pick up the game from eBay or something. You get full descriptions, publisher, developer, etc. It recommends similar games, and it looks like we are actually scrolled off the side, which means I need to do some... oh, that's cool. It actually shows you what our games were released that year. That's actually pretty cool. So let's go back. Let's go to System. Go to Settings. Let's set my network. Connect to network. Is there no test? Oh, okay. Okay, that is a bit of confusion. So first issue right off the bat is that it doesn't test your internet connection. Once you input the password, it's good to go. And I did not know that. I'd probably know that if I had read the instruction manual, so that's probably on me. So it looks like we actually have 8 steps in the update to do. So, yeah. This looks like it's going fairly quickly. So, this is why I don't stream. I don't know what to talk about. Like, actually, this is going really fast. Holy cow. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Cool. So, one of the cool things about the Polymega is that for Saturn owners and TurboGrafx players like myself, the system already has the 1 and 4 meg RAM cartridge for the Saturn built into it, and then it has all the system cards built into it for the PC Engine, so you can actually play arcade system card games, and you can play like X-Men versus Street Fighter without needing the RAM card. Now, there are 2 Saturn import cart games, King of Fighters 95 and the Ultraman game. Those use ROM carts where there's actual data on the cartridges. Those will not work with the Polymega right now, although I believe they're trying to work on a fix for that. What that fix is, I don't know. So we'll see. But otherwise, all your Capcom games, all your SNK 1 meg, like Metal Slug, the King of Fighters, those should all work. Marvel Superheroes should pick it up because it does use the 1 meg, and it looks like we're good, so we're going to restart the system. I really do like that logo and that opening. And I really wish I could hear the sound, but it's going through Elgato. All right, so here's our first test. Let's install the hard drive. Be right back. All right, so we've got a little panel to open up. And I was smart and already have a screwdriver and a towel to keep it in place. Now, if I did the math correctly, I was originally going to buy a 250 gig SSD, and for like $3 more, I was able to grab the 500 gig one. Now, originally, I was only going to install the Neo Geo CD games and the complete TurboGrafx library to the SSD, and then the Saturn and the PlayStation would be on my external 5 terabyte. But in doing the math, it looks like I can fit the entire Saturn, the entire Neo Geo CD. When I say entire Saturn, I mean US. The entire Japanese Neo Geo CD set, the entire TurboGrafx and Hue card, and the entire US Sega CD, all in the 500 gigs. So if that's the case, that's going to be amazing. All right. So it's a really good thing we're not doing this live, and I can edit out all the things because I have just had a plethora, however you say that, of screw ups and mistakes. Nothing to do with the Polymega outside of that lack of password confirmation. Just goofball city. Stuff like this always terrifies me. In fact, I can guarantee you I am probably going to drop this or the super important screw on the inside at least 4 times. So expect a lot of edits. All right. The door is off. And then it'll plug in here, and then we'll screw it down over here. Thankfully, the teeth only go one way, so I know I'm not putting in backwards. I'm not terrified at all. I'm not terrified at all. I'm super terrified because I'm already... Oh. Uh-oh. That is exactly what I meant when I said I would probably drop the screw, and hopefully I did not drop it in the system because I don't see where it went. Okay, we got it. Whew. Yeah, that's not scary at all. Okay, it looks straight. All good to go. You know what's funny, like doing this right now in front of you guys? I am feeling the anxiety and terror and nervousness that I used to feel when I first started Game Reef TV, like however many crazy years ago, and I don't want to know how many years ago it was because that will just absolutely gray my hair even more than it already is. We have installed. Now we get to find out if I fucked up. Whew, all right. As you can tell, I'm using the 3-foot cord that came with it because I thought my cord would fit and it didn't. So, let's test out theories, shall we? All right, we are good to go there. All right, so let's go into the options screen and let us do our settings, storage. Yes, it worked. Excellent. X. We're going to format. Yes. Right on the D-pad to proceed. Holy crap. That was fast. Nice. All right, so it eats up about 30 gigs. All right, that's cool. All right, so we're going to go back. Go to home. And then here is where we're going to test a whole bunch of things. So we are going... Now, Polymega themselves actually suggested if you're terrified of the drive possibly being defective to use a CDR. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to throw in a CDR copy of the import Sega Saturn Street Fighter Alpha 3, known as 03 in Japan, to see if A, it reads the disc, B, it scratches the disc, C, prove it plays the imports, and D, that it has the RAM cartridge in there. So we're going to feed this in. Now, the only thing that's kind of terrifying about the CD drive is that you have to push in like there's only about that much of the disc left before it actually injects it. So that's kind of scary. I don't know how that will affect things. As you can see in the upper right corner, it is loading the CD, so that's a good sign at least. And even if it doesn't recognize it, we should still be able to play. All right. Now, as you can see, we do not need to install it. If I hit A, we'll just play it right off the bat. But we are going to go to Manage. We are going to add to the collection and install it. It takes like 105 megs, that's fine, yes. We're going to go to external storage, and we're going to install it in the background. And then while that's doing that, let's go into the system settings and go to the video and audio display area. Use the D-pad to adjust corners, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's why. Cool. All right. So we are going to... Oh, wow, my TV is a weird resolution. All right. So we're going to start and save. HD temporal blur. Reduces the appearance of interlacing values in the video. Disable the reduce. Oh, we don't want to go, so we turn that off. Adjusting resolution. Nope. Oh, nice. Automatic selected. Okay, we're good. Alright, so the disk is at 14%. Let us see if it can actually play while it's being installed, which would be crazy. Start new game. Now, what's cool is, if you start a new game, that allows you to use the save states and so forth. If you choose classic mode, it disables save states and other enhancement stuff. Like, I'm assuming they're eventually going to have like maybe Game Shark codes or something. But this way, speedrunners and streamers can legit play it as a legit emulator. So let's start a new game and see what happens, because it's, oh my god, that's fantastic. So it's actually playing while it's installing. That's cray. Okay, we're good. Let's give this a test. Alpha 3 is probably one of my favorite games of all time. Like, hands down, it was probably the best arcade port to the PlayStation, as I've said before in the arcade episode. And that's a good sign that the 4 meg compatibility is working. Oh my god. I might fanboy out for a sec, pardon me. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. So we're going to start. Alright, so we need to go to option. And we need to go to button config. Now comes the fun part. We're just going to guess that these are mapped the way I think they're mapped. So let's go. Exit. We're doing it live. Alright, let's go arcade mode. If you guys have never played the Saturn version of Alpha 3, and I don't blame you if you haven't, because it's like a freaking $400 game nowadays, it was so good. It actually had a lot more animation frames. There's a little bit more detail here and there. It's more faithful to the arcade machine, like where the PlayStation had a cheat and used 3D polygons for a lot of the special effects and so forth. This actually came across as more the actual arcade game. So I am going to zone out for a second, and let's see how this controller works. This is so cool. Holy crap. This actually looks gorgeous on my TV. And it looks like it's recording okay on the Elgato, which I probably should have been checking like 25 minutes ago. Alright, charging is good to go. Wow, this is responsive as shit. Alright. In a good way. Let's try a super. And actually, it looks like by default, it did map correctly. So it's acting, it's treating the, I want to say it's got the 2 fierces on the right side, looks like. Oh, no, I take that back. It's actually on the shoulders. This is good. Now, for full disclosure, I actually am linked up to it. I'm plugged in. I don't know if that actually means it's being controlled wired, if you will. As far as feel goes, it actually does feel just like a PlayStation controller, which is quite nice. In fact, I should have thought about this before. I'll do this later on. If it's still in there like it was in the beta, if you have the PlayStation Classic controller, you can actually plug the Classic controller into this via the USB port, and it should actually come up with PlayStation icons in the Polymega menu, so it matches up with everything, which is absolutely fantastic if it does. And this looks gorgeous. This does not feel emulated at all. Like, tell you what, let's do this. Let's go to mode menu. Let us pick a uppercut brother, and we'll try the diagonals. We're going to go with Ken, because he is mega fast. Alright guys, so I'm telling you right now, first impressions, game-wise, it was worth the wait. Like, I am just super impressed right now. Okay, let's check out this guy. Armika. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, so it took a second or two, maybe just because it's a new controller. It did take a second or two for it to, like, understand what diagonal was, but now we're pretty good. Let's see. Let's do the test. Uppercut, 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 fireball. Alright, so it looks like it's having a little issue with the quarter circles. It looks like it's having an issue with the quarter circles forward. What if I'm on the other side? Give me a sec. Okay, so it's working fine. Oh no, it's working fine. So I guess I just need to get used to the way the D-pad is. So yeah. Oh, whiff. Nice. All right, now let's check in on our install. I am so freaking happy. You don't understand. I should be more reserved, but this is all spur of the moment. Like, hopefully this is all recording and everything. I am happy. This is okay. Yeah, sorry. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do start to actually menu system. We won't bother with the save state. We're gonna exit game. Oh, look at in the corner. It actually said the installation finished. So we're going to exit the game. And now we are going to eject the disk. All right. CDR is mint, not a scratch on it, even from when I dropped it. So now that we have the disc in my hand, we're going to go back to continue playing. Recently added. Pick it. Play it. Start new game. And Alpha 3 import is officially installed on the Polymega. How freaking cool is that? Now, let's go for something better. So, I have Tobal 2. And you know what? Let's not do that because I'm kind of concerned about that one. Actually, let's do this. No, that's right. We're doing it live. So the last example I'm going to do for the first impressions is we are going to install Tobal 2 and try and get a translation patch running on it. So even with the game still running, we're going to throw in the disk. And then that was actually, now that I'm thinking about this might not be possible because this controller might not be charged enough, but we'll see. My only real complaint, as far as the hardware is concerned, right off the bat, is that I really wish there had been a third USB port in the back. Now, the system supports USB hubs, which is fine and dandy, but I really wish there was a USB port in the back to hide the hub or to hide, like, you know, your USB sticks and stuff. All right, so we are going to hit the menu button. We're going to exit out our pre-installed game and go back to the main menu. Tobal 2 is good to go. We are going to go to Manage, and we're going to add collection and install. And what I'll probably do is I will probably delete this or move it to the... Oh, something happened there. I wonder if that's because of the screen size. All right. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it actually, like, as you highlight the word, the letters kind of get lost. So we'll check that in a second. But we're going to install that in that. And then, while that is installing, I have a USB stick, which hopefully... I was reading through Polymega's FAQs, and it basically said as long as you have a USB stick with a folder named patch, and the patches were in here, it should, with an installed game, take the patch off your USB thing, patch it, and then play it. So, with that being said, this video is already 38 minutes. I don't know how much I have to cut out from all my chaos from earlier. But yeah, there you go. Right off the bat, I'm impressed as all hell. Like, this is so cool. Like, screw it, just for the heck of it, let's go to one of the free games, Shockman. So, the controller is pretty cool so far. It does take it's going to take a little bit of like to get used to, but I'm happy with it. I'm going to grab the PlayStation Classic controller, we'll plug that in and test out the PlayStation stuff. My goal for the next entry in these videos is probably going to be after I've had some time to play with it. Now that I've got the internal hard drive installed for sure, I want to start tossing Neo Geo games at it. That's one of the main reasons I bought it. And then from there, who knows? And as you can see, the pre-installed Shockman, this game is so freaking hard. Like, this is one of the hardest games. This looks so good. Wow, that looks so good. Yeah. I am just absolutely impressed, and I am going to stop gawking, and I am going to get my controller and figure out the USB thing, and we're going to go from there. So yeah, your live unboxing and setup and video is... It's good. But yeah, this is my genuine excited face. I don't think I've been this excited since I actually bought the PlayStation 4. Like, this is going to be some good times, guys. Stay safe, wear your mask, get vaccinated. We will be back with more Polymega Journal once I sort everything out and get the controller fully charged. See you guys later. Take care.